In this video, we will go over the requirements to release your custom branded mobile app in the Apple App Store for iOS devices using TempoKit.com. There are a few steps required to set up your Apple App Store account so that you can actually release the app under your own name, your own account, your own brand. If you're watching this video, then you've probably already created your TempoKit.com account, and you've probably familiarized yourself a bit with the dashboard here. The stuff we're going to be covering in this video pertains to the section App Publishing, Apple App Store, and also a bit in the products section under subscription plans, but we'll get to that later. So to get started, first head to developer.apple.com so that we can set up your Apple App Store account. If you haven't already, go ahead and create a new account. If you already have an Apple ID, you can use that. But you'll want to go ahead and sign up for the Apple Developer Program, which currently costs $99 a year. And that's required to release any iOS app in the Apple App Store under your own name. Now we can head back to developer.apple.com, click on Account, and now you'll see this page. So what we're going to do next is to create your bundle identifier, which is the identifier that Apple uses to recognize your app in the Apple App Store, and also the one that Tempo will use to be able to upload builds of your app on your behalf. So head to Certificates, IDs, and Profiles, click on Identifiers, click the plus button to add a new one. Here select App ID, select App. In description, you can enter anything. Here we're just saying my Tempo app identifier. And for the bundle ID, this is kind of the important part. You want it to be a reverse domain name, preferably using your website. So here we're saying com.tempokit.demonstrationapp, for instance. Okay, once you've filled all that out, just hit register. You don't need to touch anything else on this page. Now we'll head to appstoreconnect.apple.com. This is really the command center that you'll be spending most of your time in while you're sort of building out the store page for your app. So there are a few things we need to do in here first before we actually create the app. The first thing will be, you might see a yellow notification at the top of your dashboard here saying, hey, you need to complete the agreements and tax section. So just click into agreements and banking, fill this out as you're prompted to, add all the contacts for your legal entities. You'll see multiple different positions that you need to fill out information for. They can all actually be the same person. So your marketing, your business, all those different people, just make it yourself. The next step will be to grant Tempo permission to upload the code or the app that you're paying for into your account. So next we will head into Users and Access, and we're going to want to add a new user. The first and last name can be something like Tempo user, but we just need to make sure that the email is eng@tempokit.com and that the user has an admin role. So invite that user. And as a next step, we're going to need to generate API keys so that we can establish trust between ourselves, you, and Apple. So go to Keys, generate an API key, give it admin access, hit Generate. And now we have enough to start filling out some of these fields here in the Tempo dashboard under App Publishing, Apple App Store. So we need the key ID for the key you just made. We'll use the issuer ID for the key you just made. And then download the key itself, and we will upload that in the private key field here. Great, so now we can make your app. So go to the app section, click the plus button to create a new app. Select iOS for the platform. Call it whatever you want your app to be called. This is how it will appear on users' devices and in the App Store. Select a language, probably English US. Under bundle ID, you need to pick the bundle ID we made in the previous step. For SKU, it can really be anything. It just needs to be a unique string. Select full access for user access, and then create your app. Now that your app is created, we can finish filling out the necessary values in the tempo dashboard. So grab your Apple ID here under App Information. We're going to need the bundle ID you just created. This is the reverse domain name string only, so it should be 3 words separated with 2 periods, starting with com.something. Awesome. Well, we're almost done with iOS. There's just one last step. So we've registered your app with Apple, and we've also given Tempo the permission it needs to upload the actual code of your app on your behalf. The last thing we want to do, as a part of this video anyway, is to show you how to create your in-app purchases, which will be the subscription plans that you give to your users. And since the Tempo app needs to be able to recognize the Apple subscriptions you set up here in the Apple dashboard, there are just a couple steps we need to do to kind of hook that up. So first, let's show you how to create your Apple in-app purchases. So in your app dashboard here in App Store Connect, go to in-app purchases and click Manage. And when this finally loads, we'll hit the plus button to create a new in-app purchase. We'll want it to be an auto-renewable subscription. The reference name should be something like monthly subscription or yearly subscription. The product ID should be a single word, something like monthly or yearly. And if this is your first one, you'll be prompted to create a subscription group, which these subscription plans will just fall under categorically, so you can call it something like training plan subscriptions. Whatever you think sounds nice. Once you've created your first auto-renewable subscription, we can fill out the details here. So subscription duration should be, should match the name, either monthly or yearly. Then you can set your prices here. You just hit the plus button. Your currency will probably be US dollar, and you can select whatever price you think is fair here. Hit create, and it will then show you a list of what this will amount to in many different currencies. Hit create. Hit save once you're done in here. So one thing I almost forgot, back in your yearly or monthly subscription page, you need to add at least one localization. So just hit the plus button, pick English US, type the title in again, and add a description. Then we need to do the same thing for the subscription group. You'll see a prompt at the top, which you can click into that link. Same kind of thing, add a localization, English US. Just use the same title. It's just basically an English translation. Hit save. And the last thing you need to do for each subscription you have is add review information. So we'll provide you with one screenshot that you can upload for the testing process. But before you launch your app, you might want to take a screenshot of your own products page in the app and then upload it here. And we want to get back to the manage page. So I had to kind of click away and then click back in. You might have to do that as well. Okay, now we can head over here to App Specific Shared Secret, create a new one, and then we want to put this in the Tempo dashboard along with the product IDs that we created. In our case here in the demonstration, there's only one product ID. We head back, it's the single word monthly. So we want to copy that, go back to the Tempo dashboard, and in the left pane under products, click subscription plans. And for Apple App Store, you can see there's two fields, one for your monthly subscription, one for your yearly. We're going to want to paste the respective product IDs here. And we actually need just one more field to be able to do this. So if you head back to appstoreconnect.apple.com, there on the home page, you'll see a page called Sales and Trends. Click into that, and then you'll click the Reports tab. And then in the top left, you should see this thing here. It's called the Vendor ID. And we just need to copy that over into the Tempo dashboard. And now we should be set to be able to deploy your first iOS app into TestFlight. And that is a topic we're going to cover in another video.